did in the virtual paint party, and it is perfect for fall. So if y'all missed that, that design is on the website. Okay, I'm gonna grab blue. I've got this, it's a navy, and we are gonna start painting the background navy. So all around where you would see the night sky through, we're gonna paint navy. Okay, let's grab my paint brushes. I'm gonna use 2 brushes while I do this because I want to be able to do the big areas and then cut in the smaller areas. So I'm just gonna kind of go fast. Y'all let me know if you have questions. We just ate a super late breakfast because I knew I was going to be starving this afternoon. So y'all tell me, what are y'all making today? Is anybody being creative? Where are you watching from? You watching from work? You watching from home? Are you standing in line at the polls? Where are you watching from? I would love to know. And I want to know who early voted and who didn't. Kim, that's a fabulous question. These I actually ordered from the girl that does mine for me. So I'm not sure if she uses masking tape. I don't think so because I can see a little bit of burn along the edges, just a tiny, I mean just barely, like not bad at all. But I don't think that she masks hers. If anyone, Kim, that's awesome. If anyone is wanting to purchase this blank, when you click over to the website, it shows that it's not etched, but it actually is. So if you purchase it, just know you're going to get the etched version. If you want the unetched version, just flip it over and paint the other side. Oh my gosh, an hour and a half line. Yeah, I voted early, but not by mail. I didn't trust the mail. I mean, they lose so many of my packages that I was afraid they were going to lose my vote too. So I actually went in person a couple weeks ago and voted. But I'm so excited for everyone to get out and exercise their right to vote. My neighbor, I love it. Amy, are you coming to the event in April? Who all from the virtual paint party is coming to the live event in April? April 24th is the day. I think everybody will try to come in, or I'm hoping everybody can come in on the 23rd. Go to dinner that night, and then we will craft on Saturday, and then do dinner that night, and then everybody can pack up and leave the next morning. Kim, that's awesome. You're patiently waiting. How long does it take to get there? Oh, Amy, yay! I'm glad. I'm glad you're going to try to make it. I think a couple ladies have already gotten their hotels. I think they're coming in. One of them is coming in 1 day early or 2 days early. I can't remember what she told me. All right, so I'm just painting all this blue. I'm working on 4. Oh, that's so exciting. Beth says she's been working on the stacked pumpkins and a birth announcement for her new grandbaby. Oh, November 8th. That's not bad at all. You don't have that long. You got this. Do you already have a whole list of projects ready to like start cutting as soon as you get it? Do you have all your materials already? Yes, Robin, in the email, there is a link to the hotels that I recommend. So your members email that you'll get today, or you can look at the one from last week, has it in there. Oh, that would be awesome. So it's his birthday, and you're going to come to a crafting event. He's so excited. Alright, I'm just painting all this blue. Probably could have skipped painting this part blue, but we'll see. I'm super shaky today, guys. Trying to not get paint all over me. You are welcome, welcome. Well, Kim, I can't wait to see what you make. It looks like a really fun machine. I used to use a laser at our college. Robin, I really have no idea. I really will not know until closer to time, and depending on how many people are coming, because I want to give every member a chance to come. So I'm not going to limit it, you know, if I'm not going to limit the number of members that can come. Let me say it that way. So anyone who's an active member will be able to come. But we're kind of playing it by ear as far as like where it will be, because I need to wait and see how many people are coming. Kim, I can't wait for you to get in the group either. You're going to have so much fun. So much fun. Did you happen to do any of, well, the free lettering workshop? Robin, it's not a new template, it's an older template that's on my website from last year, but it is the template of the month that is half price, so make sure you use your coupon code and you'll get it for $1.25. And the link is in the description above. And we are just painting this sweet nativity. All right, I'm going to move this down so y'all can see. You are very, very welcome. Do y'all ever, when you paint, do you like hold your mouth a certain way? I always feel like I'm like holding my mouth all funny while I'm live painting. I love the nativities too. And Robin, so our virtual paint party project for next month, which I'm super excited about, we are gonna do it different than what it shows, like what I drew it as a template. Like it'll still be that same shape, but I think I'm gonna do something a little bit different and incorporate a nativity inside of it. So that's what I'm thinking. Hopefully it'll work out. It's in my head, but you know, it's one of those like, I need to get it out of my head and make sure it's gonna work before I make that our project. So I don't have volume on my end, only on your end, I believe. I don't know. Let me see. Nope, I don't think so. I just turned mine all the way up, but here's the deal. When my family is home, I tend to talk very quiet when I'm live. And today, all of them are home because the schools are closed for election. So I tend to talk quiet. So I'm sorry. It's because I'm right in the middle of the house. And I don't want to feel like I'm screaming. Beth says hers is fine. Robin says hers is fine. Kim, could it maybe be, are you listening to on a headset or anything? Thank you, Amy Lynn. If you're one of my virtual paint party members too, I plan on either today or tomorrow, depending on how long my daughter's haircut takes this afternoon. I will be painting live in our group, the reindeer. You do not have to catch me live. Please hear me say that. You don't have to catch me live. But if you would like to jump on and talk to me while I paint, you're welcome to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to add another quick coat of blue now that I don't have to cut in as well. Just going to put a quick coat on. Now, I am going to do something. I'm going to grab, ooh, you know what? Yeah, let me try this. I mean, I can always paint over it if I don't like it, right? Isn't that what we talk about? So I'm gonna incorporate a little bit of this brighter blue, almost to give them like a halo effect. So let me add, but in order to do that, kind of blend it, you're gonna have to have wet paint. So I need to put a quick coat of wet, and then we'll do some highlighting. All right, I'm gonna grab some white too. It's hard to tell on here what that other blue looks like. So let me do white and see if that shows up for you on here better. Okay, so I'm gonna dip my blue brush in the white, and we're just gonna blend it out. So brighter white right around the characters, and then I'm just going to kind of blend it up and around. But like I said, in order to blend, you have to have wet paint. So I'm putting a quick coat of this navy on, and then I'm dropping into my white. And the main thing is, you want, look at that. Look how pretty. Thank y'all so much for sprinkling. I greatly appreciate it. Now, I do want baby Jesus to have a lot of accents or bright around him. And I realize that I'm getting a little bit of outside of my lines. That's okay. It's just paint. We'll let it dry and we'll go back and fix it. But I do want to make sure that I get that kind of halo effect. So friends, I'm just into that wet paint. I'm just adding some white and then blending it. You can blend it more or less depending on how much you want. I'm going to show y'all from this angle because sometimes it looks different. But so we've just got just some brightness right around there. So now I'm going to come back in here. We're going to darken it up just around here. Finish that out. I don't want it to be bright the whole way. I want it to be dark with the bright in the middle. Alright, I think that's good. So now let me add the dark back down here. What? I did not know that the paint would stay wet when you close the lid. I always cut my lids apart, so that is good to know. Did y'all see what Beth just said? That is amazing. I'm gonna have to try that from now on. The only thing is, I usually buy my eggs at Aldi, and their cartons are paper, so I don't get to keep very many cartons. The only time I get to keep them is when I end up buying my eggs at other places, and they have the other cartons. But that is I mean, that's amazing. That is a huge, huge tip. Thank you for sharing with us. All right, still putting the blue one. I'm putting another quick coat. Not a lot, just another quick coat. And then we're gonna start doing the brown. We may not finish it all today. We may finish this one up on Thursday. Yeah, that is huge. I would have never thought about it. Now I have taken my egg cartons, if they're small enough, like if I cut them down like this, I can put them into a gallon-sized bag, and then they stay wet overnight. But I've never done that where you just can close the lid. Okay, put these brushes in the water. In the water they go. I'm gonna grab brown paint. I'm gonna do a burnt umber color, and then I'm gonna kind of blend in some lighter brown. So I've got that one, and then I've got an espresso color, and I'm gonna grab some tan. So got all three of those colors. I'm gonna get my paintbrush and my microfiber towel. Can't reach today. And go ahead and clean these brushes real quick. So friends, if you're new to watching me, this is the way I take my brushes straight out of the water, and then I work my bristles back and forth like this to get them back into shape and dry so I can use them immediately. Because I tend to, like, there's certain brushes that I tend to use over and over again. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the dark brown. I'm just gonna paint it on. Quick coat, nothing fancy. This paint's kind of thick. Who's excited about a blank sale for Black Friday? I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm turning my brush sideways to go down these middle columns just so I don't have to switch brushes. Now, while this part is still wet, I'm going to go ahead and dip into this lighter and kind of just work some of that in there. Now, I don't want to blend it all the way. Can y'all see that? Let me move this over a little bit. I just want it to kind of have different colors in there. Go down here. And we'll move on to the other side. I'm going to have to grab a different brush. Give me just a second. Okay. And I need more paint. Came in late. Where did you buy the Nativity? New viewer. Welcome, Jackie. So, the Nativity is my design. There are links above to the blank and the template. The template is half off for the month of November. And then you can also buy the blank. On the website, it doesn't show that it's etched, but it will come etched just like mine. So if you purchase the nativity scene, it's going to come etched so that you can kind of paint by number. You can come back and you can watch this video and paint right along with me. Alright, I'm just coloring this in. And, oh, wrong color. You are very, very welcome. Hello, Miss Cindy. I might have to go back and touch up the blue a little bit, but that's all right. I don't know why, but I'm having trouble seeing my lines today. Oh, and Jackie, make sure you sprinkle the video if you want to be entered to win. We are doing a moose blank. It was the painting that we did last month, and we are giving away one to the lucky winner. We will put everyone who shares, or oh, I shouldn't have said that word, who sprinkles the video will go into a drawing, and the first week in December we will pick a winner, and that winner will get a Christmas moose mailed to them to paint. So make sure y'all sprinkle. That's one thing about this is I can't tell how many people are on. I can't tell who's on unless you comment. And I can't tell who shared. So I will be able to from my desktop, but I can't right now. Now I am putting this paint on, I don't want to say thick, I'm putting it on thin, but I'm going to hit it with these other colors before it dries. So if anywhere that it's already drying that I haven't put the other colors in yet, I'm going to go back and add a little bit more paint so that it's wet. If you're like, what are you talking about? Okay, just watch. So I want it to look like wood grain. Alright, so now I've got it all on there, so I'm going to go into this. I've got a lighter color, it's burlap, and we're just kind of working some burlap in. Lighter in some spots, darker in others. When you start to run out, it's not showing burlap anymore, grab some more. Now, I want to make sure that when I do my brush strokes, that they're in the direction that the wood would actually be built. So, like these will all go like this. That's good. And you want some parts to be darker and some parts to be lighter, just because your wood's never going to be uniform. Add a little bit more dark back in here. Okay, I'm going to show y'all what this looks like as of right now. Can y'all see? All right, that gives me just a second. Oh, you know what? I think I missed a part. I think this part right here, I was supposed to paint brown. So let me paint this part brown. Isn't that funny how you pick it up and you're like, oh, something's wrong. There we go. All right, now I'm going to grab a little bit of that, work that in there. Is anybody else excited to watch the election coverage tonight? Okay, I know excited is not the great word. No, it's probably not the right word for it, but like, I feel like this has been like anticipation for so long, and please, 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 I don't even want to know your political views. I'm not asking those. I'm just saying that this is a huge day for our country, and that I'm very excited to watch how this plays out and pray for our country in the meantime. Amy says no. Oh. And were you saying no, I'm not the only one, or no, you're not looking forward to it? All right, I just got water everywhere. All right, friends, I'm going to go ahead and paint my star. I also needed to do, which I missed this brown down here. I'm going to get a smaller brush to do that. We're just going to go straight into the brown. Beth, I'm so glad you're loving this. I am too. Hey, I have to ask y'all, who follows my Instagram? Anybody? If you don't, please go do. It's Kinsley's Closet Creates, and it's 2 Ks. So Kinsleys, Kloset, Creates. Long story, but that's anyway. So yesterday, I'm going to open a whole can of worms. Do y'all want me to open a can of worms? Y'all want to talk? If you did not see my Instagram post yesterday, long story, but I ended up, my Walmart grocery order did not get here Sunday night. I was so excited. I was so excited because I had ordered, our groceries. My husband had surgery on Friday. So I made sure that before we left and all the things that, okay, Jackie, go vote, I'm so excited. Come back and see me later. So I was like, I sat down and I meal planned before we left. I'm like, okay, guys, what does everybody want to eat next week? And I got on and I ordered my groceries to be delivered on Sunday evening. Because I thought that would give me time if I need to add anything to it. That gave me until Saturday afternoon to add, which should be fine, because if I need to, add anything, I'll know by then. So Sunday night comes around and the kids are watching by the door and never comes. So finally, I called at like 8:30 that night, and I was like, hey guys, do you know what happened? I was supposed to get an order between 5 and 6 and it never came, and they're like, oh, we're so sorry, like something happened with our system and we'll get it out first thing in the morning. So yesterday I needed to take my car into the shop, and when I got done, we still didn't have groceries at the house. They still hadn't shown up. So I thought, okay, I'll just go to Walmart, go get my groceries, all will be good. So I go in there. Friends, it took 45 minutes for the manager to figure out where my order was, to get it switched to pickup. And at that point, I'm like, man, I could have just shopped for all of it, but they had all of it picked, and so I didn't want to be rude and like leave them with this picked order. So they told me to pull around and park in one of the places. They told me to pull around and park in one of the spaces and, just call them and tell them what number and let them know that I was switching from delivery to pickup. So I pull around in our Walmart. I don't know about yours, but ours had 10 spots. 10. That's a lot, right? 10 spots. It had 10 spots for pickup. Every single one of those spots was taken. Every one. So I call in, and at this point, I've wasted hours trying to get groceries. And I only ordered $50 worth of groceries, so it wasn't like, I ordered a lot. So I call the lady and I'm like, hey, so all the spots are taken. Is there any way I can just come up and grab my order and get going? And she goes, no, we don't allow that, but spot number 2, they're just finishing up. So you should just wait for them to move and then pull in. Guys, spot number 2, they got their groceries. Guess what? The lady got out of her car. She walked around to the back with a can of Lysol, and she sprayed the trunk. Then she opened the trunk and she sprayed all of her groceries. Then I thought, okay, we're good. She's gonna spray her stuff and then we'll get going. She locked her car went in the store to grocery shop. Can someone tell me, is that not just like parking at the gas pump, but going in the store to shop? Like when you're done pumping your gas, if it's busy, you move. Anyway, so I waited and waited and waited. She never came out. So I pulled up into another spot, and while I'm waiting for them to bring my groceries out, I noticed that this car next to me didn't have anyone in it. Guys, can I just tell you what happened then? Anybody want to guess? This whole family, entire family, comes outside. They didn't even have a pickup order. They had been in the store grocery shopping, and I say grocery shopping, they didn't even have groceries. They had like toys and a scooter and something else. They had just taken one of those parking spots. So there were people like that were waiting to pick up their pickup orders in the spots behind, like waiting for somebody to pull out, and there's all these people taking up those spots in the store shopping. I couldn't, guys. I was so frustrated. I thought, that's just not right. You don't do that. Yes, very inconsiderate. Very inconsiderate. All right, so I've got some, I guess I should tell you what color I'm using. I'm using light avocado, and I did just light avocado on here, but I want his, what do you call that? The thing that he's wearing over in his head. Anyway, I want that to be darker than his sleeves and his, I'm going to call it his man dress. Good morning, Miss Mary. Yes. Dude, it's so frustrating. So frustrating. You know, it's funny, I did a story yesterday, which I don't know, y'all know me. I'm not a huge Instagrammer. Honestly, like, it's a social media form that I just kind of forget about sometimes. But I did it yesterday because what it made me think of is all these posts on Facebook that you see about carpool line and carpool line etiquette. And I thought, you know, we need to start a hashtag that is grocery pickup etiquette, because maybe people just don't, maybe they just don't understand that it's rude, or maybe they do and they don't care. I don't know. It really chaps me. Okay, so I'm just making this a light avocado. So the color of his headscarf, I guess you'd call it, was light avocado. And I'm making his dress, his man gown, a light avocado, just by adding some white. And friends, it doesn't have to be, it can be a little, what am I trying to say? It doesn't have to be 100% mixed. You know, if it's a little bit darker in some spots, that's totally okay. I'm just trying to get this line right here. There we go. Okay. Instagram. Oh, Amy, Instagram's not my friend either. If I'm being honest, I don't understand it. Like, I don't really understand it, and I know it's important to, especially for, you know, somebody in business. But I'm like, I don't understand Instagram. I'm trying though. I'm trying. All right, I had to get a smaller brush to do some of this little work. Yes, Beth, I think you're right. Okay, I'm gonna do, oh, she's blue. I was trying to pull up my picture, because sometimes if I don't have my original picture, I go back and I look at it later and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have painted it just like I had done it on my mock-up. So we're gonna do, this is Cloudless. It is one of my favorite apple barrel colors. I'm gonna grab my triangular handled brush. I'm just going to put some blue on here. This is probably going to take 2 coats. I think that I'm going to be okay with just the 1 coat with my avocado, but I think this one might take 2. Now, I'm going to have somebody ask, so I'm going to tell you, the light avocado was a deco art color. This cloudless is an apple barrel color, and the skin color that I used was Sunkissed Peach. So that is what I've done so far. I think I've told y'all all the other colors. Espresso was a Michael's color, like their brand. No, yes. And then Burnt Umber was a deco art color. Burlap was also a deco art color. But I am a huge proponent of paint with what you have. So if you don't have those colors, that's okay. Paint something similar or change it up. You don't, I mean, orange would be cute for her. Oh, Amy. So, okay, really funny. So I lost the ability to post pictures in my feed this week, and it's gone to Reels. Friends, I hadn't even mastered posting pictures yet, and now they won't let me post pictures anymore. They switched me to Reels. Friends, I was like, help a sister out. I don't know what I'm doing anyway. Please send me a tutorial. So, yeah, I'm with you. I don't understand any of it. All right, so I did this lighter here. I think what I'm gonna do, because if I add white to this, I think it's gonna be way too light. So I think we're gonna actually go dark. I'm gonna dip in my navy that I used for up here, and I'm gonna kind of mix some of this navy on the side of here. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, I don't know, that might be too purpley. Let's go with it, and then we'll see if I need to come back and change it. It might be too purple. I don't know, what do y'all think? Is it too purpley? Oh, whoops. Struggle bus. Yes, that's me. I'm on the struggle bus. I'm on the struggle bus. I'm not afraid to admit it either. All right. Somebody tell me, maybe you're cracking me up. So somebody tell me if these two colors are going to work together. I'm thinking no. I think I'm going to need to change up. I like this blue. Yeah, you're right. It might change as it dries. But I think I want to go back and I think I want to add a bunch of white in another cup. Let's see if I can. I'm just over here mixing. Don't mind me. Let's see, is that going to be different? Oh, I kind of like that. All right, so I'm going to brush this on. If you're watching later and you're like, what did you just mix? I don't know. I just had fun with it. That's what I want you to do too. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to make this all uniform and one color. I kind of like that it has some different colors in it. Ah! It's hard for y'all to see up there, but this, because I just put a bunch of different colors on my brush, and then I just kind of started brushing through, it actually has a bunch of different colors. So, thank you. Oh, I need to make my baby face. I'll do another coat real quick of the Sun-Kissed Peach. Sorry, friends, I gotta watch the time so I can take a little bit to get her hair did. Sorry guys, I get really quiet when I start focusing. What color did I do his blanket? Oh, I didn't. Okay. So here's what I did. I'm going to go ahead and get more of this. I'm going to paint his body. So we got a naked baby. But you're not really going to see much of that when we finish. So don't despair. Alright, a little bit more right here. Okay, I think that's all pretty good. I do have touch up to do. That's all right. Now I'm going to grab King's Gold. I think that's what this is. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Antique Gold. It's a Deco Art color. I like both of those, King's Gold and Deco Art and Antique Gold. So I don't feel like you can go wrong with either one. And y'all know when I was painting up here, and I thought that I didn't paint it all right. I was right. I didn't paint it all right, but then I ended up painting over part that wasn't supposed to be painted. So let's fix it. Okay, so I'm gonna go King's Gold. I'm just gonna slap it on this star. Now friends, one thing to remember if you are cutting your own door hangers with, with a jigsaw, don't be sloppy like me. Did y'all see what I just did? Make sure you paint your edges. If your pieces are laser cut, the sides are sealed when they're burned, so you don't have to worry about it as much. But if you are cutting your own, just make sure you're painting your edges, and then I would make sure I also use a sealer. This is my favorite. It's the 2x Ultra Clear. I use the gloss by Rust-Oleum, but you can use whatever you want. But you definitely want to seal it really well. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Cindy. All right, so I'm going to start doing some touch-ups. We are probably, I'm looking at the time now, probably going to have to finish this on Thursday, but we're going to get as far as we can today. Probably could have gotten farther if I was a little bit less sloppy when I painted. That's all right. Just add another quick coat of that antique gold. Now, I'm going to grab a smaller brush. I do want an angle-tipped brush, but I think I want a smaller one. Let's see. I'm just going to use this one and start touching up. So this is just a small flat, and I'm going to come across here and just, oh, y'all can't see that. I'm going to move this down so you can see. Come right here where I just got some of that gold on there, and I'm just going to bring some of these other colors back in. All right, so there's that part. I also got some down here. I got some blue splatters. So I need to do the same thing down here. Now I'm going really lightly when I bring that lighter color in. barely touching my board. All right, that one looks good. I think I'm going to make this just a tad bit darker. So friends, this is kind of when I just start looking. Yes, get it cut. This is when I just start looking and just kind of making changes, like any touch-ups. Amy, make sure you remember to use your coupon code if you have it. And I tried when I did this template, I don't know if y'all can tell, but I tried to make it like, really it's just a bunch of square cuts. But this is the only part that isn't. Now, if you didn't want, like if you wanted to go straight across with that, you could just cut the star off and you could actually draw your star lower. I really wanted my star to stick off, so. But I try most of my templates, now sometimes I just forget, but most of my templates I try to keep in mind that a lot of my friends cut with a jigsaw, and I try to minimize the challenging cuts. Some of them I can't help, like the joy ornament. Actually, I did still try to make it easier to cut, but it's still, you know, a little bit harder. Just because I think words always are. Alright, I'm touching up right where the star meets the wood. Alright, I think I like, Oh, that's awesome. There you go. Yeah, you can cut anything then. Alright. I'm going to start adding some texture down here. Just a little bit. And add a little bit more. Put some different colors in these. Okay, now I'm going to grab that antique gold and I got a small brush. I don't get paint all over my shirt. And I'm going to do, I have to turn my sign a little bit, but we're going to add some hay around him. I shouldn't have done that right on his face. I might go back and paint over that. But we're just going to have some hay poking out. I'm going to mix some lighter brown in there. And just real light brush strokes. Just making some hay. Alright. So I did some hay around his face. Do a little bit darker. And then I'm going to go back into my navy. To clean this up just a little bit. And if there's any other areas that you want to touch up, go ahead and do that. I might come back over that in a minute. Now remember, this was an area that we blended. So with this small brush, I'm going to have to kind of reblend re-blend this in. I'm gonna get a slightly bigger brush and get it wet so it glides easier. There we go. I just have to keep kind of blending out since I had to touch that spot up. There we go. Friends, I added a little bit of water to this bigger brush so I could blend it out. I want to make sure there's not this disconnect right at her face. There's a little bit of gold in this brush. It's all right. I'm going to keep going out. Alright, I'm going into the straight navy. I can bring some of that back down. Alright. I don't know about making it look easy. I'm going to add a little bit more. So it looks different to me here than it does on here. And you know, I tell y'all sometimes to like step away from your painting so that you can see from another angle or another perspective. That's what this gives me the opportunity to do. So I'm making corrections based on what I'm seeing over here. I'm still going to add more, the darker. I'm going to mute that a little bit. Alright, I think I like that better. Now friends, remember I'm blending, which is why I'm not letting my paint dry. But if you were unhappy with the way that yours looked and you wanted to completely paint over a part, what you want to do is you want to let that paint dry and then paint over it. Or hit it with a blow dryer and then paint over it. Alright, I think that's good. So now I'm going to work on, let me show y'all what that looks like from here. This is where we're at. Let's see how pretty. Now I'm going to work on the star. I've got just a bright yellow. If I can get any out. If not, I'll just switch to a, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to grab this, where's that round brush I had? There it is. Alright, this is just kind of a round tip brush. I'm going to get my King's Gold, or my antique gold, and I'm going to quickly paint the whole star again. So quick, because I want it to be wet. this serves two purposes. It makes it wet so I can blend, and it puts that next coat of paint on because it needed it anyway. Alright, now I'm going to add this brighter color. And I'm just going to kind of bring that brighter color in right over the top. If I tried to do just this yellow to start off with, it would have been extremely transparent. That antique gold has the brown in it, which helps you get better coverage quicker. I keep going over on the star though. It's because my brush is too big. It's alright. Alright. Oh, got hair in my mouth. This. I need to do a little bit of touch up on my blue here. This. Still have hair in my mouth. There it goes. I think I got it this time. Alright, and then I'm also going to grab, what is that color? Nope. I'm going to grab this champagne gold. I thought I had the other gold. I don't see it. So I'm going to grab this champagne gold. Put it in another one of these little cups. I'm going to get that round paintbrush again, and I'm going to brush some of this metallic on. This is a Deco Art metallic, and it's by far my favorite metallics, but it's called a dazzling metallic. I'm just going to kind of brush that on over the top. Adds a little sparkle. Get all those points. There we go. All right, so I've got some sparkle.